Hi everyone and welcome back to All Scrubbed Up. My name is Charlene and today I'm going to be focusing on a pop of colour. It is a summertime, again keep referencing back to summer and how hot it is, and when it is summertime it always makes me think of bright colours. So I'm going to use a couple of my favourite colours and then just kind of like mix it up for the last look, which is going to be a little bit more sultry. However, not changing much else on the face. Okay, so here we go. So first of all, I'm going to be starting on my skin. I haven't previously done any skincare, but today I am. So the first product I'm going to use is by The Ordinary. This is the hyaluronic acid. There's only 2% of it. So it's safe enough to use at home. I've always been a bit funny with skincare. I had eczema pretty bad as a child, so I am a bit like scared when it comes to using different skincare. And I was on holiday in Australia and a friend told me to try it, and so I did. And also actually Nicole was the first person to tell me to try it, which I did, but I bought it in Australia. And I didn't have any breakouts with it. I didn't go red and rashy like I normally would. And so this is now a staple part of my skincare routine. Just popping a little bit of that all over my skin. You can't really see anything. I mean, it's a very sheer texture. It's clear actually. And serums come in all different types of textures. This one, however, is a little bit stickier compared to other serums that I've felt the texture of. I don't have any explanation for that. And a serum is basically designed to nourish the different layers of the skin underneath the epidermis. So for those of you that don't know. The next thing that I'm going to use is the Embryolisse. This is just a really rich, nourishing moisturizer. Lots of us in the fashion industry use it all the time, and it's just a good multi-purpose cream. I do like to use products that are quite rich because my skin can get, I'm normal to dry, but I do really like the feeling of it feeling well nourished, so I do tend to go for richer textures rather than thinner ones. And again, just popping that all over. Making sure that I'm well moisturized. The next thing that I'm going to use, you guys know that I love my glow, and I've come across this, which is it's kind of like Primark's version of Strobe cream, and I'm using that as my kind of like all over highlighter. So I'm going to pop some of that underneath my eye, just to help the light bounce off of this kind of dark area that I have right in the corner. And then a little bit down the centre of my nose, a tiny bit on my forehead. And then practically everywhere else after that. And I don't know if you can see just the sheen I've got on my skin now. That's what I like. The amazing thing about the Primark Strobe Cream is that it is £2. Yes, £2. Look how amazing that looks on my skin, and it's £2. Unbelievable. They do it in 3 different shades, and I bought them all and stuck them in my kit. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of colour correcting now, and I'm using this MAC Duo Corrector. It's got a little bit of pure orange and pure ochre inside. So I'm just going to pop a tiny bit of that in the inner corner of my eye here, at the edge here. Now this is a little bit brighter than the burnt coral that I used in a previous video, and I have to say I've never really used pure orange on myself, so just checking it out. And I'm going to go over that with a touch of the ochre. which is just going to neutralize this vibrant orange. And as you can see, I'm not putting much on. And just dabbing away. And just keeping it mostly to the area where I have that kind of like dark area. And sticking with my summer skin, I'm not going to use a foundation, like a full-on foundation and then concealer. I'm just sticking to my Radiant Creamy Concealer in Amande. And I'm placing that, a sweep of that under the eyes, a little bit on the forehead, down the nose, a little bit on my chin, a bit on my nostrils, and scraping the rest of it on my cheek. So again, you can see that I don't have much on. And using my trusty Real Techniques brush just to buff everything in. So I guess lots of people like to use the beauty blenders or sponges. I don't know why, but I haven't been able to quite get into that. But the technique that I'm using with the brush is really similar. To using a sponge. It's kind of this dab technique that I've got going on. So that's my skin done, that's my base. Next I'm going to go in with my highlighters. So we've got the MAC Extra Dimension in Glow With It. I'm popping that on the top of my cheekbone. Down the centre of my nose. Then I'm getting a little bit of my trusty Illamasqua Beyond powder. Just a tiny dab of that, and again, just popping that on the high point of my cheek. Oh, I can see a brush. And down the centre of my nose. And then I'm going in with my bronzer from MAC, which actually isn't a bronzer, it's a foundation powder. But I'm just using it as my bronzer because the colour's perfect for bronzing. Down on the top of my forehead. What you want to do with this as well is, you know, everything that you're doing, you want to make it look like it's part of your skin. And I know that we're all really precious about our hair, but in order for it to look really natural, you've kind of got to work it into your hairline as well a little bit. Now for my blush, I'm using a Nars blusher and it's called Teos. I think that's how you pronounce it. If I've got it wrong, I'm sorry. You can correct me when you see the video. And then just a touch of colour on my cheeks. So popping it on the cheeks and then feathering it back into the bronzer so that all three kind of become one. Okay, so that is my skin done. Okay, so now I'm going to do my eye makeup. I'm going to be a little bit unconventional here, or not conventional to those that are in makeup, but maybe to those that don't know so much about makeup and don't know that actually the products that you use on your face you can also use on your eyes as well. This is what I do when I'm traveling or if I'm going on holiday and I don't want to take a lot of stuff with me. I use my bronzers and my highlighters as my eyeshadow, and so I'm going to show you how to do that now. Using Glow With It and using a nice flat brush, I'm going to pop that on my eyelid as my main colour. So just popping that all over. So everything that I'm trying to do for you guys is to keep things as simple as possible. And I can kind of do my whole face makeup in like 15 minutes if I'm doing this as my eyeshadow as well, because I'm not faffing around with too many other things. So So that's highlighter number 1. Highlighter number 2 is the Illamasqua Beyond powder, and I'm just popping that in the center just to give it a little bit of a lift. And then I'm also going to put a little bit of that in my inner corner just to brighten up my eyes. I'm using the 219 pencil, 219 eyeshadow brush, not pencil. I always call it a pencil brush because it reminds me of a pencil. And with a fluffier brush, I'm going in with my bronzing powder. I'm going to pop that in the inner corner, well, along my crease line. So you know it looks bronzy and warm, but still done. And just using the products that I've used on my face, which is one great way, you know, if you can't afford much, this is a really great way to use your products in a multi-purpose way. Just smoking that out by giving nice big windscreen wiper style movements. Now I'm going to pop on a little bit of mascara. One of my favourite mascaras ever is the MAC False Lash Mascara. They do this in a normal black, an extra black and a waterproof. I of course go for the extra black because, well, what's the point in not going for full black? Okay, so I always make sure that I get right to the root of my lashes, and then also make sure that I pull the lashes out at the end to get that real kind of like feminine, lifted, feline look. I can honestly say that my eyelashes are the longest part of my makeup routine. I really like big fluffy lashes. This brush it's quite fluffy, it's really bristly, so you know it just helps to give a really nice feathered fluffy look to the lashes. The brush isn't too big either, so even if you've got shorter lashes, it works really nicely to just kind of like snuggle underneath the lash line. Okay, so now I'm going to do my eyebrows. You would have seen me do my eyebrows in a previous tutorial, but today I'm using Benefit's 24-hour brow setter, which I think is pretty amazing. It's got a strange little comb with it. I've never used anything like that before. I've seen mascara ones like that, but I've never seen an eyebrow one. So on one end it's a bit more bristly, and then I don't know if you can see that, and then the other side it's almost like you can kind of like push the brushes up and then like really smooth it down. I kind of feel like maybe if you do drag, you might like this actually, yeah, because you're able to kind of like really manipulate the hairs with it. So it is a bit stiffer than the Body Shop one that I have previously used, which is great actually, because if you've got quite coarse hair, it will really help to tame them. Yeah, this is a really great brow set. You know, I never ever venture into Benefit. I don't know why. I have nothing against them, but I just never feel like it's a brand that shout outs at me for whatever reason. But Nicole went to an event and she was giving some stuff from Benefit that was inside the goodie bag, and she gave this to me, which I was able to try out, and I can honestly say that I am really impressed, and it has made me think, well actually there's nothing wrong with taking a peek into Benefit. Okie doke, so now we're gonna do lips. And I'm gonna do 2 lips today. I'm gonna do like a fun, funky, bright coloured one, and then something a bit darker, but without moving the eyeshadow. I might add a little bit more to the eyeshadow, just to kind of like sex it up a little bit. So now I'm gonna pop on some of my lip primer. I don't wear any lipstick without it. It just helps lipstick to stay on a lot longer and gives it good longevity. Now, in an ordinary situation, you'd leave it on for like 20 seconds until it gets tacky, but for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to go in with my lip liner. This is called Magenta, and it's by MAC. Yeah, so when I want my lipstick to stay on for a long time, I always fill my lip in with the pencils. So just completely fill your lip in. I think this kind of acts as a bit of a stain for your lips, and then you put the lipstick on top, so if the lipstick does disappear, you've still got the stain from the lip pencil underneath. This way also really helps to get the lipstick perfect without worrying about coming outside of the lines, because you've already kind of done the shape yourself with the pencil. So the next thing I'm going to use is this. It's like a liquid lipstick from Makeup Forever. The colours of these things are so vibrant. It's actually called lip paint. They are so vibrant. It comes in orange and a few other crazy colours. But yeah, when you put it on, you won't be able to. I mean, you'll see it from a distance, basically. They're quite creamy, quite moisturising. They don't go dry and matte from my experience. So yeah. And it does have this kind of like slightly glossy texture to it as well. I think the wear of this is quite good as well. So even though it's not super matte, it does stay on quite well. I mean, I know I'm going over a couple of times, but really there's no need. It's so heavily pigmented. Okay, and so here we are. This is my summery pop of colour. Okay, so now we're going to do the second part of this look. So let me take off this gorgeous magenta colour that I've got on. Now, for the second part, I did say that I was going to sex up the eyes a little bit too. Ooh, these wipes tingle. I'm going to use a blusher to just kind of vamp up my eyes a little bit. I'm using a MAC blusher called Swiss Chocolate, and I'm using a fluffy brush, working that along my crease line. And I am taking it up a little bit further because I do want to add a little bit more drama this time. So a little bit higher towards my brow bone. I'm going in with my pencil brush. I think a lot of people always think that you need, you know, a black or grey eyeshadow to do a smoky eye, but you don't have to do that at all. A nice rich brown will do the job, especially if you don't want it to be too dark. Okay, guys and gals, now I am beyond excited right now. I know it's a little bit of a splurge, but next I'm going to be using Pat's pencil. So I've seen, you know, lots of tutorials and stuff online and lots of reviews about how amazing it is and how black it is. And you know, as a makeup artist, and even as a regular person that just loves makeup, you want to use products that are going to make your life easier. I can't tell you how many black eyeliners I have and haven't finished, because I'm always on the hunt for the perfect one that's really black, one that stays well, one that doesn't smudge. And apparently Pat's pencil does all of the things I need it to. Let's put this thing of beauty to the test. Okay, this better not let me down. This has come all the way from America. Okay, so. Okay. It is very black. It goes on really smoothly. Yeah, it's nice. I like it. Right, so let me get back to my technique. Sorry. So, because I want to create that real kind of like feline type eye, I'm applying the liner all the way around the rim and just making sure that every inch of my eye is covered. So the inner corner right to the end. And what happens when you apply your eyeliner like that, as you can see, it just really helps to define the shape of your eye. So, yeah, I like that. It's nice. It's very, very easy to use. As you can see, I wasn't pulling or tugging on my eye at all. It does glide on so smoothly. It is super black. The test will be if it smudges throughout the day. But yeah, no, it's very nice. Okay, enough about that. So to make my eye makeup even more smoky and a bit more sultry, I'm going to work the eyeliner. So I don't know if you can see, but I took the pencil right to the rim of my eye, almost to the outer edge of my eye line, and then with the pencil brush I'm smudging that into the eyeshadow. So I didn't put any extra eyeshadow on the brush, I just simply used the excess of what's on the brush already and just smudging the eyeliner in with the eyeshadow that's underneath my eye. And that also helps to create a smoky eye. So you can kind of see now the difference between the two. You'll also be able to see the difference of when I don't smudge the eyeliner with this eye. I am having to go over a few times with the pencil though, so it is very black though, I give it that. Okay, so just working the pencil just kind of to the edge of the rim of my eye, making sure that I've got every corner filled, just whipping a little bit of false lash on my bottom lashes. So if I put colour underneath my eyes, I will always then tend to put some mascara on my bottom lashes as well, just to give it an all-round complete look. So one of my favourite lipsticks is the MAC Retro Matte Liquid lipsticks. They are phenomenal. They stay on forever. I can drink, I can put it in the morning, it's still there like 5-6 hours later. You do have to make sure that you prime your lips well with it though. It's a liquid lipstick and it dries, but that's one of the things that makes it stay on forever. And I'm going to be using Hyaluronic. So first of all, I'm going to prime my lips. Again, cannot wear lipstick without it. Now, the liquid lipsticks are really, really, really intense with colour. And so I don't ever really feel, like sometimes I put a pencil underneath the lipstick because I want to give it a bit more intensity. You really don't have to do that with the Retro Matte Liquid lipsticks. And so I'm just gonna pop it straight on. And so there we have it. There is my second look, a bit more sultry. Sultry on the lips, sultry on the eyes, and I just wanted to show you how you can just kind of quickly change everything up. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe to us. You can find us at All Scrubbed Up on Instagram and Twitter. We'd really love to know what you think, and also if there's any looks in particular that you have that you might want to see us do. Okay, bye for now.